this, you know, is very much his time to shine. It's surprising when you look down her record that Kitty hasn't been here since 2011. You sort of feel that she's been here more often. But when you've got a championship horse, if you're lucky as a rider to have a championship horse, usually the championships are around about this time of year. So not everybody has a spare horse to be riding here at Burghley. And very disappointing for Kitty, as we've talked over many times, the strength and depth of the British team at the moment, and the fact that Kitty and Sarah Bullimore are here and not going to the World Championships just says what strength and depth that we have at the moment. But of course that doesn't help from Kitty's point of view. As a rider, it's very disappointing. But equally, she would have got over that disappointment and put it behind her, and then totally focused on coming here to Burghley, because this is an opportunity to be riding a world-class horse at this event and actually show everybody really what he's made of, because he is beautiful, he looks fantastic, he's got scope, he's careful, he's a very good mover, and Kitty is very smart at this level. She knows what she's doing. She's produced some super tests in the past, and you know, they're getting off to a very good start so far. You can see she's riding every movement. The judges are marking it accordingly. She's getting some good marks, and that was a lovely lengthening across the diagonal there, very consistent all the way across, and she's allowing him to go forward, keeping that lovely uphill outline.
What's quite nice has been sort of the generational aspect of Britain hosting the European Championships, because you get a new cadre of riders with their senior flag. We've got the 2015 cadre that includes Will Zoakton and people like that. But Kitty, then, she got her senior flag alongside, I think Oliver Townend got his in the same year in 2005 at Blenheim, and that was back with 5 boys.
Yes, it was, and you know, very deservedly so. And because it is so competitive, Kitty hasn't made it to a team on regular occasions. She's been very much there and thereabouts, putting in some super performances, and then it was her opportunity to shine, which she did at the Europeans last year. And you know, this is where it's frustrating in this sport that you can't send more people to a championship, because we've got so many outstanding combinations. And this horse is very exciting for her, and you know, she's got really supportive owners as well that have stuck with her, and they're all here and enjoying every minute of it. Love him to have just been half a stride further on, but he stood still, didn't alter his outline, and very beautifully straight into canter after the rein back. The judges marked it well, even though it was a touch early, but he was square and he was still. So,
but the point I was making earlier was that could have been 3 9s.
Yeah, it could have been, but you've ended up where you have. You just deal with that, and she did, and he showed his schooling in the fact that, you know, he wasn't going to move a whisker. And you can see the amount of training that has gone into this horse. You know, he knows exactly what she's asking of him. They're really getting the marks. It's very important to be getting those changes. Yes, she waited there and balanced him, making sure that he was really straight, to make sure that the change was totally clean, which it was. I think the judge at E maybe thought she'd taken away the canter a little bit too much in preparation. You want to get the horse straight, but you don't want to shorten the canter stride too much, so that they can really lift and perform their change. Kitty going for the extended canter down that long side, and she will really get him to sit back on his hocks, which she did do. Now this is the opportunity again to let the horses have a good stretch. You just want the horses to take your hand forward. He's just done enough. You just would love him to have stretched that little bit more. But it's a very consistent test, and in my mind very close to all the other ones that are well up there. This, I would say, is going to be all very, very close to that leaderboard.
I think top 5 is pretty much guaranteed. I'm not sure we've quite seen the scores that would give her the nearly 80% to challenge Tim Price and Vitaly.
Well done, Kit. That was, it was a super test, and it was very consistent, and that was the one thing I would say, is that the marks are very, very consistent from start to finish. And, she was rewarded there with a 9 and an 8.5. See what the marks are towards the end. This is all going to be very, very close, and my goodness, it's going to make it exciting tomorrow with these so many of these world-class combinations of Piggy March, Tim Price, all so close. Oh, and a 10. Wow.
So one of the top 5 ranked horses on the EquiRatings ELO ranking, a 6-run average of dressage of about 26. I think we're going to see that average beaten, but how close can she get Froggy to Tim Price? She's close, and she is in front. 21.2, 75, 83, 77 are the 3 judges' scores. Look at that reaction. This is how much it means. We talked about maybe the disappointment of Protoni. That's gone now.
Yeah, and I think, but Kitty's got very emotional, and absolutely right, because she will be putting a huge amount of pressure on herself. This is my time, and she knows that she is got one of the best combinations here. Look at this horse, he's so elegant and so beautiful, and she's very capable of winning here, and she will put all that pressure on herself. So this is just one step closer to winning Burghley. She's gone in there and she's in the lead, and she needs to be, because there's some very, very good combinations behind her. But that is the emotion that is coming out in her now, and I am so pleased for her.
Just 0.1 of a penalty in it once again, like it was yesterday afternoon between Sarah Bullimore and Piggy French. Now our 1-2 separated by 0.1 of a penalty are Kitty King and Vendredi Biats, and first to go today, Tim Price and Vitaly.